One of the things that might be going on in your life right now is that you'd actually might be set up at the dining room table or the kitchen table working from home or studying from home. It can be really easy to get wrapped up, especially when you're working from home and you don't have the office environment or the school environment to encourage you to take a break, pause. So you might let the entire day go by without even taking a break, standing up from your desk and stretching and moving and just pausing. So yes, it would be wonderful if we had the luxury to have a whole hour in the middle of our day to be able to practice yoga, but sometimes that's not the reality. So today I've got my own chair behind me and you and I will pause, take a few minutes to stretch it out and reset so that you can get back to working for the rest of the day feeling a little bit better. Let's get started.
Welcome to Yoga with Carolynne. In this channel, you will gain the tools, the knowledge, and the confidence to practice yoga, no matter your size, your age, or your ability to touch your toes.
So if you are choosing to do this still seated at your desk, I would just say, if you can, press your chair a little bit further away from your desk so you've got a little bit more space to move. And then we'll start with the hands on the lap, palm face down. So begin to really get intentional about your sit bones being grounded, because sometimes if you've been seated with your legs crossed, you might notice that you're tipping over towards the right or you're tipping over towards the left. So making sure that both of your sit bones feel grounded and your hands come palm face down on your knees or on your lap. Intentionally roll those shoulders back to begin to connect with the openness across the heart that we'll try and find during our short little pause and break today. And then bring your eyes to a close if you can. If you've got kids, family, partners around you and it feels too weird to close your eyes and you've got your headphones in, then you can keep your eyes open here, but just begin to bring your awareness towards your body, towards your breath, towards what's going on inside, as opposed to that external focus that you've probably been focused on during the course of the day. Begin to soften the breath a little bit. We're not going to get too fancy with your inhales and exhales today, but just see if you can bring a little bit of softness. Can you lengthen your breath by just an extra count? And see if you can send that breath a little bit deeper into the belly. But nice and gentle, not forcing anything that doesn't feel comfortable. Let's take one big inhale. Exhale at the mouth, let it go. Beautiful. If you've got the eyes closed, gently opening the eyes. And then, like as if you're drawing a line with the tip of your nose, bringing the nose up towards the sky. Once you find that shape, notice if you're kind of crunching in the back of the neck. Lengthen the back of the neck a little bit. Keep the shoulders rolled back. And then still creating that line with the tip of your nose, drawing forward and down with the chin tucking in towards the chest. Once you find that tucking in towards the chest of the chin, grabbing hold of the chest with your hands. So bringing one hand on top of the other, palms coming down onto the chest, and pull the skin on the chest down. Keep the shoulders rolled back. And then begin to create some half circles with the head rolling towards one side and then the other, not letting this be complicated or having to be symmetrical or perfect. Just rolling over towards one side and then the other, noticing where you've been holding that tension today. Awesome, then come back into center, releasing the hands back down towards the lap. Placing the right hand on the left knee, so I'm mirroring you here, and then begin to twist towards the left, grabbing hold of the back of your chair with your left hand. Find your sit bones again, and then take an inhale to lengthen in the spine. And then on the exhale, sinking into your twist, if it feels okay for the neck, the gaze comes back behind you. Remember to breathe still here. And then slowly releasing the twist, and we'll come into it on the other side. So placing right hand on left knee, left hand comes back of your chair, and then begin to use that grip of the hands to come into your twist. We'll do that. Inhale again, up the length of the spine. And then the exhale sinks into the twist. Again, the gaze can come towards the back of your space, if that feels okay for your neck. Staying with those breaths. And then slowly releasing that shape. Hands come back onto the knees. Find your sit bones again. Inhale, reach the hands out towards the side and reach the hands up towards the sky. Keep the shoulders soft. Bring the left hand onto the left hip. Take another inhale to find length, and on the exhale, tipping towards the left side of your space. That top shoulder, notice if the top shoulder has rolled forward, keep that top shoulder rolled back. Breathing into the right side of the body. And then take an inhale to come back up to center with both of your hands. Right hand comes down onto the right hip. Take another inhale to reach up towards the sky, and then on the exhale, tip towards the right. Remembering that cueing of that top shoulder. Take an inhale to come back up to center. And then release the hands back onto the knees. Slowly making your way up to standing. And then coming towards the back of your chair. So I'm just gonna turn my chair so that you can get a little bit of a side view here to see what we're doing next. And then coming into a really intentional standing shape, intentional mountain pose. So bringing the soles of the feet underneath of your hips, grounding down into the big toe, little toe, and heel. Palms are open towards the front of your space. Let's take a deep inhale here. Exhale at the mouth. And then inhale, sweep the hands forward and reach the hands up towards the sky. And then bringing the hands behind you, clasping the hands together. If you can, the palms of the hands come together. And finding that stretch across the front of the heart. Keep the shoulders soft. Find a little bit of softness in your elbows. Noticing where you feel the sensation, where you feel that openness being created. Send your breath there. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, releasing that, and then grabbing hold of the edge of the back of your chair. So this is my all-time favorite pose, all-time favorite stretch, to be stretching the shoulders and the armpits and that spot that tends to get really tight over the course of your day. When I used to work retail, or I used to work at a coffee shop, I used to do this on the edge of the counter when there was no customers around, but it's a really good one to do on the edge of a counter. So grabbing hold of the back of your chair and then begin to step your feet backwards towards the back of your space. And as you keep walking, you begin to have to tip forward. And you'll eventually find yourself in this 90-degree angle with the body, with the hands still gripping on the back of your chair. Let your head drop in between your arms. Let your shoulders get really soft here, resisting the urge to stay kind of tight in the shoulders. Just let yourself soften here. Notice if you're hyperextending in your knees, so keep the knees soft. You can have a pretty generous bend to the knees here. Just
Just enjoy this. Enjoy the simpleness of this moment where all you're doing is stretching. And then slowly releasing the grip of the chair to just let the hands come down towards the floor. Coming into a forward fold, a ragdoll position. If your hands don't comfortably meet with the floor, then you can place the elbows on the thighs, on the knees for added support for your low back. Let the head drop completely here. So you can stay right here if you're enjoying this stretch of just the arms being long and kind of finding a little bit of movement here, or if you would like to find that bind that we just did in that standing shape, then you can place the hands behind you where your low back is and clasping your hands together, straightening the arms to send the knuckles up towards the sky. The more you exhale, the more the body will be able to relax and soften. If you are in the bind, releasing that to bring the hands back down towards the floor. And then using the support of your hands on your legs to slowly press yourself up. Head comes up last. Once you find yourself upright, just take a second, bring the eyes to a close or just softness to the gaze. Come back into your mountain pose, your standing shape. Enjoying this last moment to yourself, this last moment away from the craziness of the day. Take one more inhale. Exhale at the mouth, let it go. Fluttering the eyes open if they're closed. And that's it. Nice, short, easy stretch at your office or your dining room table. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this short little stretch, this short little yoga practice, then give the video a big thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, I would love it if you would become one. I post new videos every Tuesday, and I always aim to make my videos and my yoga practices as accessible as I possibly can. I have also added a link in the description below to my mailing list. I am working on putting together some virtual yoga classes, some virtual live yoga classes that will be coming up in November. And my mailing list is where I send the latest and greatest news. So that's where I post stuff as soon as it hits, before my Facebook page, before my website. Thank you so much for joining me again. From my heart to yours, namaste.